go to Australia. So my movie is Assault on Wall Street coming out soon, and suddenly was Ray Liotta and Dominic Purcell. Watch that two movies, they're really good thrillers, and I hope you support everything. And I have a few questions to answer from some people, I don't know, fans, journalists, whatever. From Wade Savage. Why do you think your personal interpretations of established source material always get so much negative press? That means about my video game based movies, and I think they got a lot of negative press because A, House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, whatever, were also not really great movies, but on the other hand, fans always love their games and then they're never happy with what you make out of the game, basically, because in their fantasy they made already their own movie, and then it's really tough to meet that expectations. If you see like other movies based on games, Prince of Persia or whatever, also getting really bad reviews. Dean Papadopoulos, can you understand the fans of video games' point of view when they are so negative or critical of your movies based on those games as you adapted to film? I understand on one side and I don't understand on the other side. I think people were upset with House of the Dead and Alone in the Dark, I understand, but Postal is the best video game based movie ever made from all the video games ever shot. And I should get the credit for it. In the Name of the King, if you know the Dungeon Siege game, it's only a top view, so it's super boring basically, but my movie is actually a big adventure movie with Jason Statham and so on, and I think I enjoy it. Also, Bloodrayne is not pussying out. We have a lot of gore and sex and violence and everything in Bloodrayne, and so I also don't think that Bloodrayne was an embarrassment. And Far Cry was a solid action movie. What is the game also, the initial game? So I think it's I have mixed up emotions about this, and you have to see also movie by movie by movie. What do you feel stands as your best work? I think there are various movies I did. Darfur, Attack on Darfur, about the genocide in Africa, is an amazing movie. Assault on Wall Street, what is coming up right now in Australia, is an amazing movie about the financial crisis, 10 times better as Wall Street 2 from Oliver Stone. So, but Stoic, the movie about the prison in Germany, extremely good movie, and of course my whole Rampage 1, Rampage 2, you should definitely watch that movies. They are really good movies. So I did a lot of good movies. Tunnel Rats is very good. So Chris Doyle, Alone in the Dark is ranked on IMDb as the 41st worst movie of all time. Looking back at it now, what would you change to make it a better movie? And was there any major issues during production? I mean, of course, I would never hire Tara Reid again, but what should I do? I cannot retroactive change it. So it's okay, you know, I'm standing to it. Was a lot of action in it. Christian Slater, Stephen Dorff were okay. The monsters were actually... That is, by the way, the dog I picked up at Bloodrayne in Romania from the streets, and she can walk herself because she's not running into traffic. So, what video game or video game franchise you would most like to adapt? What do you think of other video game movie adaptations? Dakota Barker. Oh, there is a mix. I didn't dislike the first Hitman. I liked the first Silent Hill. I hated the second Silent Hill. So it's like a mix of movies, video game based movies. You can say they are okay, and there were like embarrassments, like Prince of Persia, for example, and some others. I'm not the biggest fan of Resident Evil. The first one is okay. The rest I basically hate, and so that is it. And but still, if you never watched Postal, watch it. It's the best one. That was from Dakota Barker. Dimitri Milo Kazarian, what's your opinion on Sharknado and other movies like these? Are they serious competitors? I'm not really, but Sharknado was one of the trash asylum movies I really enjoyed because it was so over the top that it was actually funny, and Tara Reid was in it. But in a movie like Sharknado, she is better in a movie like this as she was in Alone in the Dark. Chris Camp, your recent movies have shown a marked improvement and maturation in your directorial style. How do you feel about your journey from hilarious bad to uninterestingly bad? I don't know. I don't think that journey I'm actually doing. I think the movies went from interesting and good, my German movies, to good US genre movies. Heart of America was a very good movie I did early in US, to bad or very commercial video game based movies, and then back to the movies I write and I'm behind, like Rampage, Darfur and stuff like this. And I think that movies all stand alone, like Tunnel Rats, Auschwitz and so on. So I think there are very good movies I did in the last 5-6 years. Watch them and then Judge it for yourself, right? Luke Jones, what impact has the German government's film finding scheme had on his ability to produce films true to the source materials? I raised a lot of money in Germany, but it is totally wrong what is always in the press, that I used a loophole. There was no loophole. There was clear rules that if you invest in movies, you get half of the money back over your tax return. So, but still, everybody who invested wanted to make money on the movies, because otherwise the other half of your money would be gone. And I recouped more as 110 other funds in Germany. So my top 3 funds were all in the top 10 of all funds ever made, and they produced Lord of the Rings, Mission Impossible, etc. If you invested in Mission Impossible or Lord of the Rings, you would make less money as in my funds with House of the Dead. That is a fact. You know, but a lot of people, they don't really know the real facts behind the German tax shelter film funds. But since 2005, they're all over, and everybody vaporized and closed down and went bankrupt. But not me, I'm still there, I'm still making movies. René Joseph Luc Elul, have you played any of the games your movies are based on? If so, to completion? Not always to completion, because I'm not the best gamer ever, but I played all the games I made movies of, and the most fun I had with Postal. Tom Proud, Uwe, have you ever had to duke it out with a member of the cast or crew to get your point across? No, we never had a fist fight on set ever, but there was a guy who kicked the dog in the ass on Bloodrayne, and I tackled him down and threw him out right away. So, Justin Millard, which movies were the most fun to direct? Name some of your proudest film achievements. Do you always aim to make a good film, or some plan to serve a different purpose? No, I always plan to make a okay film or good film, but if you make In the Name of the King 2 or 3, you know already what the movie will be. If you make a Rampage, Auschwitz, Darfur, Talrets, I'm more emotional involved. I write that movies, and I love that movies. So, and of course, the movies I'm personally involved in, they're more political, more serious, and then they're getting actually better. And but it was a lot of fun to make at one point a big movie, In the Name of the King 1, with Jason Statham for $60 million, 4 months of shooting, 2,000 people on set. And of course that is a great feeling, to have the tools like a big studio movie at one point. And that was really a positive experience for myself. But I'm also happy to make a $750,000 Rampage 2 movie, for example. Thank you very much. All the best to Australia. And yeah, so see you soon. And in March, Sound of Wall Street comes out, in April suddenly. So move forward. Bye.